Now, the alchemists have always said that a major principle is as below, so above. So the patterns, the mandalic appearances of the material realm are reflections of what is happening in the realm of spirit. There are actually three states of plasma that I don't think science has entirely recognized yet, but the recognition of plasma itself is revolutionizing science. You can now see many books on the plasmic universe and the electric universe theory, and it's affecting not just astrophysics, but all the hard sciences, and soon even the psychological disciplines. But the point is this: there is pranic plasma, there is celestial plasma, and there is transcendental plasma. The pranic plasma is the fourth state of water that it creates a superconductivity that allows the pranic energy to flow through the cells, because the cells are mostly made of water, right? And the certain cells, because of their plasmic water, shift in their ionization and allow the flow of bioelectromagnetic energy without resistance. And so part of the function of the Annamaya Kosha in unity with the Pranamaya Kosha is to make sure that that fourth state of plasmic water is constant and is distributed so that the health of the body is sustained. There are many implications to the effect that is caused by shifts in the Manomaya Kosha and how psychosomatic symptoms are manifested via this mechanism. The celestial prana, the celestial plasma, is that energy that gives birth to stars and galaxies, and the entire cosmos at the interstellar level is made of plasmic energy. And they travel in fibers of a triple weave, and these have been studied, and you can look them up on the internet. It's very well understood now. But it's equivalent to the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna that are part of the transcendental plasma when it is awakened into superconductivity. So it's that superconductivity of the stellar and interstellar regions that produce the electromagnetic effects which are actually responsible for attractions and repulsions of planets and the creation of planetary systems out of stars and connections of galaxies, etc., not gravity. And this is one of the shifts of the paradigm that is happening. So matter at both the macrocosmic and the microcosmic level depend on the plasmic state. Mind also has a plasmic state. So we can say mind has a solid, a liquid, a gaseous state, and then a fourth state that is plasmic. The three avastas, as they are called in yogic terminology of consciousness, which are usually referred to as successive phases, are actually simultaneously always present. And these are deep sleep, dreaming, and waking. The deep sleep is the solid level, density. There's no consciousness. There's awareness, but no consciousness. Then the dreaming is the liquid state. The consciousness can flip into very strange and surreal contours and configurations, and is not subject to laws of physics, but is entirely able to flow in any direction that expresses a point that consciousness wishes to elaborate in imagery. But then the waking state is actually the gaseous state of mind. Why? Because gases are mind that has become separate particles, separate egos that want to go their own way, and they all expand in their own directions and follow their own paths, independent of one another and yet interconnected. And each particle has its own subparticles. So your ego is a gas made of all kinds of fragments of child, infantile, parental, superego, and all of the various kinds of fragmented fantasy structures, and the sensor, and various forms of command systems that you are under. All of these, though, appear as a kind of gaseous background state, and the consciousness bounces back and forth among these other particles, but always remains separate. So, in the waking state, not all of your consciousness is awake. Some part of you is dreaming, even at this moment. There are dreams going on. You could pay attention to them, and then suddenly you're daydreaming, and you say, what did Shunya just say? Because you weren't in waking, you were in your dreaming state, and something else was going on, much more important than what I'm saying right now, at least to that part of the ego. And there's another part of your ego, or your consciousness, let's say, that is in deep sleep. Now, when that becomes dominant, then your head starts to go down, and it gets expressed as a sleep state. But sleep is always present, and the sleep is controlled by the sensor, that agency of the ego that doesn't want you to get something. So there are aspects of what I say that you may be asleep to. And then they were pasa por alto, right? You won't get it. And you won't even say, what did he say? Because you don't want to know he said something that you didn't get. That's censored. And there's a gap that gets sutured with a dream or a fantasy or what you think I should have said. But you won't hear what I did say. And so the mind is playing tricks all the time, but it's not aware of its own tricks, which is its ultimate trick. However, there is also a fourth state, this state of plasmic mind. That's called the Turiya state in yogic terminology. And this is the mind that is actually all-pervading. It's in that state of adoration. It's the soul's adoration of God. And it's in that wakeful consciousness that is present to all of the other states, and in a way is laughing at them and enjoying them, but it is not involved in correcting anything that is happening within those other states of matter. But it's functioning at a level at which its vibrational frequency is capable, when it is focused properly, of washing out the other three states and taking over. But it can only do that when a fifth state, the Turyatita state, determines that the Turya state should now take over and become the one whole state of consciousness that you are in. So we are now in Turyatita time, okay? This is the time of grace, of revelation, because Turyatita is God consciousness.